Hello and welcome to the Scraggsman channel. Today we'll be ranking the Mario Sports Mix course. Previously I have ranked all of the Mario Sports Mix characters, and to be clear that was an objective list. So anything else, well, it's just wrong to be frank. But this list, it's going to be a bit more, well, let's just say not as objective as the last one, because there isn't really a best court. And I'm just sort of picking what ones I prefer, what ones I like over others, what ones I don't like. And I don't really hate any of them. So if I put it in D, it doesn't mean I hate it, it just means I don't like as much as the others. So with all that out of the way, let's just start the tier list. So in D, this was an easy one for me, it was Luigis Mansion. Because with Luigis Mansion, the court just goes dark because of the chandeliers, like just lose their light and the whole court goes dark, and then the ghosts appear. In volleyball and like basketball, the ghosts are so annoying when they just get in the way. Like, sometimes they can be good, because in basketball you can pass it to them, they can set you up for a slam dunk. But when it's against you, it's annoying, especially in volleyball. It's so just bad. I mean, I like the music, and I like Luigis Mansion as well, but it's just annoying that the court goes dark and the ghosts, like the obstacles in the way, I just don't like it that much. But I do like Luigis Mansion, which is why it annoys me that I have to put it so low. Then next up, if I had to put another one in D, it would probably be Wario's Factory. Wario's Factory is just, it's another annoying one as well, because Wario's Factory has the moving conveyor belts that you just that you play on, and in hockey it's most annoying in hockey because you're actually going across the whole court, like, which you can do in basketball. I think there's a basketball version of it, but in hockey it's the most annoying, just because everything just keeps on moving and it's not a stable ground the whole game. The music just isn't good. Like, it's intense, but it's nothing special. Like compared to other music, like Luigis Mansion has some nice, like, quick, like, exciting music. But then Wario's Factory is sort of more of an intense, like, low one. It looks nice. I'll give it that for a factory, but it's just not fun to play on, if I have to be honest. But what is more fun to play on is the next pick, but only slightly because it's still in D, and that is Bowser's Castle. And it is a shame that two of the courts I've had to put in D are named after two of the characters I had to put in the lowest one last time, Bowser and Wario. But I just don't like their courts. Like the Bowser one, it looks cool, but at the same time the fireballs popping out are just random and it's annoying. Like, and then it's just sort of, the court's just sort of floating in the air. Like, it's got chains like attached to it, but other than that, you're not even really playing in the castle. Just like, you're playing on a platform hovering above lava, and in the background just is the castle. So you're not even really playing in it. And even then, like, dodgeball, the court's fine, but the fire's still annoying. And I know the fire is there on purpose to try and add, like, to try and make the court different, but I don't know, I just never really liked it. But the music is great. I love music on this stage. For Bowser's Castle, it goes more of like a rock, like Bowser has in the Bowser's Fury theme he has. But then now, the next one I'm going to move on to. If I had to pick another next one, it'll probably be Waluigi Pinball. And for now, I'm going to put it in. I'm going to put it in C, just so we can spread the stuff out the tier list. And I do generally like it more than the other three, but only just a bit, because it is pretty bottom of the C tier. But Waluigi Pinball, named after the Mario Kart DS track, but looks different. I remember in this one there's like a robot Waluigi on the side that just sort of like laughs when in like the intro of the court, which is it's quite nice. It shows the game's got personality, and so's the court. Overall, the court looks nice. It's a fun court to play on. Like, it's the same as all the other courts. So it's not like slippery or anything. It's just normal. But the difference with this one is that pinballs will just come throughout the court and try and hit you, which you could argue that the pinballs are more annoying than the fire in Bowser's Castle, but Waluigi's pinball, it's more like aesthetically pleasing the way it looks, and I'd much rather deal with the pinballs than the flames in Bowser's Castle, and especially more than the ghosts and the conveyor belt, because the conveyor belt just annoys me. In fact, I'm gonna move the that Wario's Factory bottom. I'd much rather play Luigi's Mansion than that, but Waluigi's Pinball, it's just an overall, like, good court. Like, personally, Waluigi's was my favourite character, like Mario character, I'd say. And I do enjoy the Waluigi, like, tracks in Mario Kart as well. And I like Waluigi Pinball, so it's going to please me, but not enough to get it any higher. To add to the C tier, to move on, I would have to say Toad Park. And the reason why all of these are below, like Mario Stadium, just the basic court, it's just because these obstacles, while good on the courts, it's just some of them just do get annoying. Like when you play them over and over again, like like with not Toad's Factory, that's Mario Kart Wii. With Toad's Park is another one that looks nice. Like you got Toads racing around the edge of the track. It looks like a nice place, nice venue. You got a Ferris, I think you got a Ferris wheel. You got the crowd. It's just a racetrack. It looks like a generally cool place, like almost like a baby park in Mario Kart. Then the thing that annoys me is the cones. The cones just block the goal in hockey and dodgeball. In dodgeball, the cones are more tolerable because you can hide behind the cones, which is a nice mechanic. But in hockey, it's annoying because you always have to run round the cones and score. And even when you do get around the cones, it's easy to score because all you got to do is go around the side, and I don't think there's a keeper. Every time you score, I think the cones reset. Or if the cones don't reset, that's even worse because there's no keeper. It makes it even easier to score. The music's decent. It's peppy. It's the sort of thing you'd hear when you're at a park. It looks nice. I've already said that before, but Toad's Park just, like, when I'm picking a court, Toad's Park just doesn't really rank high for me. Put another one in C tier. I reckon put this one above. Ghoulish Gallium. See this one? It could have been Mario Stadium there instead, but Ghoulish Gallium, it's the same as the other three. It adds the boxes moving about to knock you about or try and block you. But the thing I like about Ghoulish Gallium is that the ship it's on, I think the ship is based on the Bowser ships. But it's actually a Mulsanne. It looks cool. It's like a pirate ship. It's like the Bowser ship in a storm. And the music on this one, the music is like my favourite one in the game, or one of them. Like music is just like an ominous, like cool sounding theme. Like for some reason, I felt this court is one I just haven't played on a lot. Even when I played this game before making the 2 videos on Sports Mix, I feel like because you had to unlock this court in all sports. So since you had to unlock it, then and the only one I unlocked properly was basketball and dodgeball. And I don't think there's even a dodgeball court for this one, which there might be, but I don't know. But we only played it a few times on basketball, so that might play into it because I haven't played it as much as say the other courts that rank above it. But other than that, the court's good. I don't mind the boxes, but I'd much rather play Mario Stadium, which will go in B for me. That's a lie, it's going in C. Mario Stadium goes in C because I know it's like the beginner court that every Mario sports game has. It's the stadium, the Mario themed court. I genuinely like this one. Like the music is iconic for this one, and it's like the only one that's a stadium. Like you actually have fans on the side. I know Peach's Garden has that as well as I think it's Daisy Garden. Both of those have crowds as well, but this one's like a full-on stadium, like a proper court, which is quite cool to see the Mario characters playing in. And I like how I think you hear this in other courts as well, but when like you're like dribbling around with a ball, you can hear like the squeaks from your shoes, like rubbing against the floor. I think you can hear it in other courts, but it makes sense in this one because it's a proper one. I just generally like this court. Music's good. When you think basketball, this is the court that comes to your mind. So moving on to B. This is where I didn't really plan to. I sort of knew what the bottom would be, but B. I reckon probably Western Junction goes in B. Western Junction is another one which has some top tier music. It's like a westerny. Well, it's called Western Junction, but it's like Western music, and it's very cheery and like hopeful in music. And then the thing, like the one thing about this court that makes it unique is it's 2 actually. There's like a platform in the middle, like with the train track, which allows the Shy Guys to come through, which spins around, so it can spin the players on the court round. But in the Shy Guys on the train, when they come through, they can even throw bananas or coins at you. And if you get a coin, you can get more points or damage the other team with more damage in dodgeball. This court has it all, and then the actual Shy Guy train, it isn't annoying. Like I actually enjoy this interference on the court. Like compared to the Waluigi pinballs. Like I don't mind this one. Like sometimes it can be annoying because it's literally right in the middle. Like when you're doing hockey, like literally it drives right through the goal, so you can't even score when it's going through. So you're just left to collect coins. But when you collect coins, then you have to like stand still, like against the other team because you've both been collecting coins, and it's just like who scores first, who gets the goal. How long can you hold them off for? I just genuinely like it. It's very unique compared to the rest, which all these courts are unique. So next in B, I would say Daisy Garden. Daisy Garden is another one with brilliant music. Like basically all these courts have brilliant music, so just assume it because I'm probably playing it in the background right now. But Daisy Garden it's another cheery theme. And the actual court, it's in like this little, well, it's in a garden like the name says. It's very unique in the fact that, for instance, basketball, instead of scoring in a net, you score in like the PT Piranha's mouths. And the goal isn't always available to score in because the mouths are sometimes open, sometimes they're closed. which is cool. So you have to time your shot. Then in dodgeball, the people arms can like spit like the goop from Sunshine onto the court, and then sometimes you'll slip, which is a thing to watch out for. The court just looks like Waluigi Pinball. It's aesthetically, it looks nice. You're literally just playing on a little court in the garden. So next up, I feel like DK Dock has been sitting down here for too long, but I'll chuck DK Dock on. DK Dock is another enjoyable one in like the way that the platform or like the court that you play on is constantly shifting around. And the thing I love most about this court is that whenever you're playing, say if the other team's about to have a shot down the other end, you can literally just jump in the water and reset the whole match, or reset the positions like as soon as you fall in the water to load yourself back up, which is a fun thing to do. One of the fun things to do is in basketball, if you try and go for the slam dunk and you miss, you can literally like all three of your players on your team can fall in the water all at once. If you tackle someone or if you use an item, they can fall in the water. And it's just a fun thing. Like sometimes it can be annoying, but it's alright. And in dodgeball, sometimes your side or their side can shift like so close towards the Yoshis around the back, and you literally have no space. And it leads to some intense situation where you have to like dodge the ball when it's so close to you. Especially in volleyball, how like the platforms shift like left and right. Where you have to judge like where you hit the ball before it comes to you. So coming up next, I would have to say Peach's Castle comes here, and the thing I like about Peach's Castle is like the sprinkler mechanic, and it's unique in like all sports that you can play Peach's Castle on. So in dodgeball, the line in the middle where both teams are separated is constantly moving around. So sometimes you can end up on the other team's side, like locked in there with them, because the sprinklers have like turned on around there. Sometimes literally all the sprinklers turn off and it just turns into a free-for-all, where like literally no sprinklers are on, there's no line, you literally just run about like it's sudden death. In volleyball, I know that the sprinklers turn on like certain parts on the net, which it's not as fun as the dodgeball one, but it's still unique. It still changes the way you think and play the game. Basketball's fun as well, because in order to get a slam dunk, you have to wait for the sprinklers to turn off round the net, which is fun as well. Hockey's the best one, I think, because instead it's almost like the cones as well, except the cone, instead of being like the cones and it's stuck there until you break it, the sprinklers actually turn off. So you either wait for the sprinklers to turn off, or you actually go around the side and try and score. Like go around like how you go around the cones. And there's actually a keeper in goal as well. And then there's little like power switches you can hit to like turn off sprinklers or turn them on for certain sides. Where the court is fun. It's another one with great music, fit for a castle, and great court. So that's our B tier. A tier, we're gonna have two courts. We got 3 courts left to rank. There's gonna be 2 courts in A and 1 court in S. So let's start off with A. Starting off in A is Koopa Troopa Beach, and you may think Koopa Troopa Beach is a little higher ranked, especially for a court that's basically Mario Stadium, but with shells and coins that appear every now and then. And you are right, but Koopa Beach it's just a cool court. Like when you think of volleyball, you think of playing volleyball on the beach. It's just a cool concept for a court, and the thing that makes it unique, it's not like an obstacle like the Shy Guy train from Western Junction. It's a little smooth thing that happens. It can make a big impact on the game, because a wave comes in, coins appear on the beach. The wave doesn't really make you slower or slippy. The wave just comes in. It gives you coins, and it gives you shells as well, which you can use as an item to shoot from far away and get a 3-pointer. When the wave comes in, I think the wave it ruins the pitch a bit, because the pitch is drawn with it looks like it's been drawn with a stick on sand, and that's the sort of thing you do. That's the sort of thing you do on like a holiday. You make your own little court with a stick on the beach, maybe play football. And this court, like the music is, I'd say it's my favourite, along with Ghoulish Gallium that I said I liked as well. I think it's them two are some of my favourites. There's nothing big that happens with it, but sometimes the simplest changes are the best ones, and that's one thing to say about Koopa Troopa Beach. But moving on is this one could be another one like seen as being too high, but the Starship, in which you play against the Ninja, Black Mage and White Mage at the end of each Star Cup. And the reason I like this is probably mostly to do with memories or like nostalgia, because I remember playing this match so many times on like the sports mix mode. I remember I used to play it with like my brother. We used to do 2, Bowser and Toad. I was Bowser and he was Toad, and then eventually the final sport we had, it was hockey. And I remember we were playing the Starship. It was such a hard match because the computer at expert mode, the hardest mode you can play him against. And we literally needed 1 point to win it, and I managed to get the point in like the last closing seconds. And that memory always stick with me whenever I see this court. And overall, the court has a special edition, which I'm not sure if it's with the court or if it's in like an event, or like one of the little bonus ones if you go off path. Because sometimes there's little gems they throw on which they take the place of money, so you can get coins, and it gives you more coins to score. But the music's good. The ship, it looks cool. It's like if Luigis Gallium was in the air, in space, and maybe not as wrecked, but. The ship looks cool. It looks like one of the Bowser ones, or like it looks very. I don't know if this will make any sense, but Square Enixy, because they made it. But it's very fitting for the 3 characters. Like in my very bad opinion, because I've only played Final Fantasy VII. But music's good. The court's great for a finale, and it's carried over from Mario Hoops 3 and 3 or Slam Basketball, depending on where you're from. Which many of these courts are carried over from there, but I still appreciate it nonetheless. And now moving on to the S tier. If you've played this game, you know what S will be. Because well, I'd like to think many do agree with me and think this is the best. But I think that S tier belongs to Bowser Jr. Boulevard. And this court has it all. It has the mechanics, it has the music, it has the aesthetic. It has it named after Bowser Jr. Like, who would have thought Bowser Jr. would have a boulevard? Like, he has a casino, he literally has this city. This tower, this court. Like, the court is surrounded by a swimming pool. Like, think about how cool that is. Like, and then to add to that, not just the aesthetic, the statue of Bowser Jr. you see at the start. You see these little numbers on the court, depending on when you shoot and when you take your pass. Say if it says ×3 and you shoot from the ×3, like outside the D in basketball, you literally, like, your score will be like 3. It'll be times by 3, so it'll be 9. You get 9 points. And then in volleyball, although I don't like volleyball, in volleyball it has like this little bingo system where if depending on where you hit across the 9 squares, like you can win the game by hitting in the right spots and getting a bingo and get bonus points. It's a shame that this court is only used in 2 sports, which is basketball and volleyball, but I can guarantee that this court is the best one, like, in the game, and it's one of my favourites. The music, which I think I picked up on before, it's very jazzy, it's very groovy, and it fits the stage, as many of the others do fit. And it's based on Bowser Jr., which is another one of my favourite Mario characters, like Waluigi, but Waluigi's stage weren't as good as Bowser Jr. But I'm sure there'll probably be debate about that. But yeah, that's my list. This is how I'd rank the courts, in my humble opinion. And it's not objective like the character tier list, but it's what I'd say is the order. And yeah, I'd just like to say thank you for watching. Leave your opinions in the comments below. How would you rank yours? Like, what would be your top? What would be your bottom? What would you change about my list? And I'd just like to say thank you for the support on the Mario Sportsman's character tier list, because I did not expect that video to blow up compared to my other ones that are up. Bloody hell, over 1,000 views. Like, right now when I'm recording, it's 1,900. So thanks for watching that, and I hope to bring you more content. So with all that said and done, I'll see you next time. Goodbye.